In today's video, we are checking out a new and updated hero pack for the Fisk Superhero Mod. And these suits have a bunch of new features and abilities that I thought weren't even possible in Minecraft. So let's just jump straight into it. And we are back again with the Fisk Superhero Mod. This time we are checking out these brand new Iron Man suits behind me. And some of the new features with these suits are just ridiculous. So starting out with, you're probably going to recognize that some of these are brand new, like these ones here, and even that one there as well. And even this one on the end. But these two here we've seen time and time again, but they do have some new features to check out. So if we just throw on the classic suit here, I think this is Mark III. Oh, and you might actually realize that we're in a completely different location than normal, and don't worry because we'll get to it in a minute. So taking a look at the abilities there top left, you'll be able to see that we do have a couple new abilities compared to the old version. Starting with the bottom one, you can see it says toggle Jarvis right there. And this is one of those features that you don't really think about, but now that it's there, it makes so much sense. So if we go ahead and just toggle that, we press G, you can see there bottom left, it says Jarvis operating system is now online. After a few seconds, you'll get this giant interface that has just popped up. It says, hello Ghostlyy, your vital reads as follows. It gives you your health, it gives you the dimension that you're in, the biome that you're in, the temperature, and overall armor integrity, which basically shows you how much damage your suit is in after crashing into all the buildings. But alongside actually just giving you some stats, if we actually crouch and then press V, you'll see we get this really cool sound effect, a little bar going up at the bottom there. And what that does is it basically tells you if there's any mobs in the area. So if you're sneaking around in a cave as Iron Man for some reason, you'll know if there's a creeper hiding around the corner. So if we come down here and try this again, just like the stats, it will come up in a 15 block radius. The entities nearby are a villager. And it did get it spot on because they are right there. So far, having those two little abilities, you know, like the vitals, and then you've obviously got the mob scan as well. I mean, that is pretty ridiculous. I never knew how useful Jarvis would actually be, but turns out, pretty damn useful. Another new addition that we have with this suit is the repulsor beams, you can see. And if we actually hold that down, it's basically like an ongoing sort of repulsor attack. And you can see at the bottom there that it is a sort of charge up attack, so it will have some delay if you want to use it again. But either way, let's carry on. But now it's time to actually move on to the Mark II, the all chrome suit that we see in the movies. And just like before, we can actually toggle Jarvis with this suit as well, which is just a really nice addition to all the suits, so you don't actually have to pick and choose which one has it anymore, because they pretty much all do. So one thing that we do know about this suit already that was a previous feature is that if we actually fly too high, we do start to build up ice and the suit basically shuts off. But with the new built-in Jarvis, you'll see if I actually fly up, you'll start getting messages saying there's a potentially fatal buildup of ice, and that's basically when you cut out. So at least now we get some sort of warning, but either way, it is a nice little touch. And since the Mark II is a fan favorite of mine, I really like this little feature. So going a little bit out of order, I do want to show you guys this one right here, this orange and blue one. And this suit right here is the Mark 27, the disco variety. But moving down, it actually says that it has advanced camouflage. And this is another feature that just suits the Iron Man suit so well. So starting out with the recognizable abilities here, we do get the aim, classic. We get the uni beam. We have the amazing sentry mode, so we can just hop out and basically just wander around. And then when we want to get back in it, just like the other suits, we just walk straight in. There we go. That is one feature of these suits that I will just never get bored of. We can fire some shoulder rockets as well, which look something like this, with that amazing sound. So coming over this way, you can see that I've got a couple of different podiums here. We've got sand, we've got cobblestone, red sand, dirt, and of course snow at the end there. And if you can remember, this suit does have built-in camouflage, and they're not lying about it. So if I go ahead and press G here, you'll realize that we completely match the block that we're standing on. They're a little bit glitchy because of the shaders that I have on, but either way, this is definitely a stealthy approach. And because this is an early feature, it only works with a couple of blocks, which is why I've got these little podiums here. But you'll realize that if I actually jump across to them, we'll completely change to that block that's underneath us. I mean, just look at that. Like, we can just hop between these. Even snow. Like, look at that. Like, if you were just standing completely still, I don't think many people would realize that you were just, you know, Iron Man. The red sand one actually looks really, really cool. It looks a bit like the thing from Fantastic Four. But like I showed off earlier, you can just hop between these and you'll just shift over time into that specific block. And I can't actually wait until they add in every block just so you can walk around and just merge into everything. And of course, we do get built-in Jarvis as well when we crouch. So moving aside from the camouflage one, we do of course have this one right here that looks a bit like a tiger. And this again is one of the brand new suits. This is the Mark 28. But looking at the stats with this one, there is a difference compared to the other one. This one actually has Eternium and radiation detection built in, along with the Jarvis operating system like we've seen before. Right, so down here I've given us a little stack of the Eternium blocks here, and I'm pretty sure that if we mob scan the same way we did in the other suit, we might be able to get a reading based on these blocks here. I'm not too sure if that's how it works, but that's how I imagine it works. Maybe if we stand right on top of it and do it, maybe. There we are. Low pockets of radiation. Detected minus 20 blocks underneath you. And yeah, they definitely got that right. So Jarvis is definitely working in this function as well. But just like before, we get the classic Iron Man abilities, that we have the aim, we have the shoulder rockets. From what it seems like, it's like they're bringing in like a bunch of like the classic abilities and giving them to near enough every suit, and then they're going to build from that, which is definitely a really, really cool way to go about it. I know that last time I checked this out, there was a few suits with a few abilities missing, so I'm glad they're cleaning that up. Moving on to the middleman here, we've got this absolute beast who's got like this giant drill on his arm that we've seen in a couple of the other suits, but this time it's only on the one arm. And this suit right here is the Mark 29. And you'll see there from the abilities menu top left that we actually have a little bit of a cut down when it comes to abilities. We have the repulsor blast like we have with pretty much every suit. We have the sentry mode, so we can just hop out like we did before. And because we've got this giant drill on our arm, we do of course have the smash ground ability. I'm not too sure whereabouts I want to do this. I don't really want to ruin this city too much. All right, we are basically in the Farlands version of this map, so let's test it out. We hold V and then we right click. And that is not a bad sized crater. You can definitely get to the lowest Y level by doing this. So yeah, if you ever need to do any mining, this could be the suit for you. Definitely not a bad suit. And finally, we have this suit right here that looks like a supervillain. This is the Mark 30. This suit comes with all the abilities that the other suits have, but there are some differences. We have the arm lasers, which look like this, where you can basically just hold it down and it acts the same way as like a heat vision from Superman. And yeah, you can pretty much just hold this down forever. And the other major ability that we have with this one is that we do get the ability to toggle these blades, which you might be able to see. There you go. They sort of come out the arms there a little bit. You can sort of see them. And they look something like that up close. They're sort of like little mini assassin's hidden blades almost. But you can bring them out and put them away whenever. But I do really like the visuals of this suit. Obviously, you've got the giant shoulder pads there. They look really, really cool. And just the color scheme alone, I thought I wouldn't actually like this suit, but it is growing on me. So now that we've actually gone over all the new abilities and all the new different suits that we have available, I do want to talk a little bit about this new map. So talking about this map in a little bit more detail, if you haven't noticed already, it is pretty damn massive. So this map right here, this giant city, is made by a guy called Ghostlyy, and I only came across it the other day, but it seems like the actual creators of this map do want to recreate like the entirety of New York, or at least Manhattan from what I can tell from the description. And so far I gotta say that this map is absolutely insane for just swinging around, flying around, doing all the superhero stuff that you could ever want. The amount of like little alleyways that you can swing through and, you know, hop on little ledges, do a bit of parkour, it's just perfect. So if you did want to check this map out, I will drop a link in the description as it deserves all the love it can get because like I said, it is ridiculous. So that's going to cut it for this one, guys. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like and leave a comment. Let me know what suit was your favorite from today. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.